Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Cancer. If Cancer is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. All right. Let's see what we have here. Okay, it looks like we have some goats. A couple of goats on here. And let's just kind of hold this back. Sometimes I see something in the negative space, which is the white in between, the darker. Okay, so all right, I want to start with this dragon. We have a big dragon over here. And it looks like this is in the physical, emotional, and going up into the spiritual. So this is definitely something involving mind, body, and spirit. I really have to say, I think that this dragon is very much related to kind of just a misplaced self-preservation, like almost like getting a really foul attitude, very fiery attitude, maybe kind of big reactions in relation to maybe not as big situations. And I think that this is all about kind of protecting whatever it is about yourself that you don't really want to be kind of picked on for. I think this is going to be a little on the nose here. We have this goat, right? And it really kind of looks like it's about to go right after that tail. And I have the feeling that it's kind of just this nagging kind of goat person in your life, maybe a partner, spouse, or a loved one, somebody who is just really on you about changing something. And I feel like it's something that kind of for you, maybe it's a little bit shameful, maybe a little guilty, maybe a little indulgent. It could definitely be related to like health stuff, finances, financial stuff, just something that you're spending a lot of time doing, or it almost, I feel that it's not necessarily an addiction, obsession type thing, but the first thing that really came to mind, and this is, excuse me, related to this dragon, is that it's something like smoking cigarettes, or, like vaping, or something like this that has smoke involved. And, that's definitely related to the imagery of the dragon. But for me, it makes sense that, it'd be something like, your significant other on you, or your mom on you to get you to quit smoking. It's expensive. It's not good for you. And it's something that no smoker wants to be told, right? I myself smoked for a long time. I quit, thankfully, like 10 years ago. And have become kind of one of those annoying people that I get a headache if I even am around it. But, you know, it's when I was in my smoking years, I absolutely did not want to hear anybody tell me that it was bad for me, or it made my clothes smell, or you know, it was unbecoming, or whatever it is. You know, you don't want to hear this. It's kind of just like tedious to even have to think about somebody all over you. But I think it comes from a place of love. And I'm not saying that this is a smoking situation, but it's something I think that could be comparable in some way, right? It's something that you're attached to. It's something that costs money. It's something that maybe is going to be detrimental to you in the long run. And so if you are not going to quit, I think that probably it's, good to think about tempering your use at least, or whatever it is that you're engaging in. And I want to take the time here really to pull up the card and look at this, because it makes sense that this would be the card for this reading, and this is the Nine of Discs, which in the Thoth deck is related to gain. And yeah, it's kind of, the opposite. Quitting something is gaining something. But it's true. I think that, it's really important for us to be able to not be so involved with something that you cannot give it up. I think it's, you get into kind of an iffy area if you are just not able or willing to let go of something, right? Especially if it is a dalliance or an indulgence, or, something along these lines. So I think that on top of this, and I want to look at this because it looks like a goat, and maybe the same goat, maybe maybe the partner goat, but it is reaching for this heart here. Okay, and so I think that this is about honoring the love of the person who cares about you, but so much more than that. I think it's about being somebody who is just so having such a strong will, and being kind of a little bit of a grump about something, and when you are confronted with I guess it's because you're not able to quit, or you're not able to stop doing that, or you're not, whatever. It's a challenge, right? And then you get into this mind frame of being kind of that tough old goat, and you're just gonna quit whatever you're doing. And it's less about whatever it is and more about proving it to yourself that you are in charge, right? Consciously, you are the one in charge. So I think while you're on this wave, this is a really good time to also incorporate, just an overall cleansing. I think that, starting with like your living space could be a good idea. Getting some organization done. I think that and this, I don't want to generalize all cancers, but I have noticed that some of the cancers that I do know or have known, a lot of times it's about making a lot of lists and having a lot of ideas of how to do things, but it kind of doesn't go past that conceptualizing phase, because you all are very into making plans and, you know, figuring out the logistics. Sometimes actually executing isn't really the fun part for you. So I think it's, you know, important to push through that and really just mustering up that inner strength and staying on course, okay? Setting some goals for yourself, be it, you know, like a cleaning of the home, of the temple, maybe a physical cleanse, a cleanse within your food, some kind of intermittent fasting period, you know, I don't know, something that there, you know, is kind of regimented and has kind of a clear routine to it for you, because I think that you will excel if there is kind of a set plan, and maybe even like getting like a journal going to keep track of it, maybe some kind of app, you know, for whatever it is that you're going to be doing to try to track your achievements. And really, I think that if you really are staying in this and you're kind of sacrificing some habits along the way, or a habit, and just kind of focusing on doing some of this cleansing in the physical, some of the cleansing in the emotional and spiritual spaces as well. Why not? I think once you get a good stretch of that abstinence and quitting, or at least tempering of where you're at right now, once you get some of that under your belt, I feel like you're going to start to feel really renewed. Also, I mean, listen, if you are able to give up anything that you love, that you don't need, right? For a while at least, there is a true sense of mastery. Like your mind, you put your mind to anything and you can achieve it. And I mean, I can't think of too many times where I was mad at myself for too long if I was able to follow through on managing or quitting something in my life, or picking up a quote unquote good habit, you know, like intentional movement or sleeping better. Well, I'll tell you what my sacrifice has to be pretty soon, and that is watching TV at night, because it has been keeping me up too late, and we get up way too early in the morning. And so that's gonna have to probably be my indulgent sacrifice for this part of the year. This is probably going to be my mid spring what's the word, like you know, sacrifice as I sow the seeds, and hopefully this television sacrifice will help the harvest next year or next fall, in the next harvesting period. So let's see, we also have, what do we have here? What is that? Looks like an S. And actually, yeah, it looks like an S, but I'm also seeing, it looks like an I-I-S. I don't know what that would be. Or is, maybe. Or 1-5. It could be 1-5, 15. 1-1-5, maybe. This one doesn't look like a 1 so much. But let's see. What else do we have? We have the little 5 with a 6. Oh, the water took it away a little bit. I'm looking in these fine little... And so I wanted to look at this one, and I don't think I mentioned this because I was looking, it looks like the goat on this side, but if we look at it this other way, it looks like a beaver with the 2 little legs and the face, and it looks like it's kind of gnawing away at this branch or trunk of a tree or something. And I just want to talk about definitely one of my favorite totem animals is the beaver, just because the persistence is ridiculous, right? I mean, just working away. It's almost like a woodpecker, right? Just going at their intended goal and chipping away at it, gnawing away at it with great intention and vigor. Also, just so interesting, these beautiful creatures that control the landscape, control the flow of the water, are really just so in sync with their environment that they can kind of relay the landscapes, okay? But it's in a way that is harmonious with nature, that actually promotes an ecosystem that is, thriving, helping other animals, with water sources and spawning, places for different kinds of animals to spawn. And even, we might see it as an inconvenience, but the flooding of small areas to help helps fertilize, promotes the fertilizing of the soils. And so in different periods of time, the soil's getting nutrients and different kinds of fungi, and it's just really spectacular, marvelous what these little creatures do. And it almost, you think that it's just so kind of instinctual and mindless, but I really, oh my goodness, I think our perception of animals' intelligence and intentionality has shifted a lot in these last even 15, 20 years, right? And I think that, I believe that this really relates to kind of, for you, maybe like a quiet and not unnoticed, but subtle work you do in your life, in your chosen community. And I think that you do it quietly, but you are somebody who really enhances the environments that you're in. I think that you probably work with people in helping support them reach their goals, have the ability to obtain resources. You're probably inspiring to other people, but it's in a way that you're not looking for any kind of recognition necessarily, but you're just kind of going about your work because you love to do it. And it's what, you're very driven. And so it affects all of these people around you, your community around you, your family, your friends, and you just kind of keep going along your merry little business. And there's something very noble about that. Okay. And I think that it's just, in some ways it really kind of relates to a happy little crab kind of just living in and out of the water, doing its little, doing its little stuff and minding its own business. And I think that that's very much. Also, just shout out to Beaver's cool little houses. I don't know how that relates really, besides maybe you're kind of you live in your own little island or, subterranean den in the middle of a little water, gathering of water. But yeah, their houses are really neat. If you've never seen what they look like, you should look them up. They're pretty cool. They like dive underneath and have entrances that are underneath the water. So it keeps predators and stuff out. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? Yeah, I mean, I really think that's the big thing here. Just working on some real self-empowerment, self-mastery, I think is really going to tame that dragon energy you have going on right now. I think that, you just really, I think, for any of us, when somebody points out something that we're doing or we're like into that maybe isn't the healthiest thing, and we're not ready to really like admit to ourselves that we need to maybe, kind of slow it down a bit, temper it a bit, maybe stop altogether. You can get real defensive. I think all of us do, right? So, I don't want to pile on, but it might be a good idea to slow your roll a little bit. Let's see what's going on here. We have more of those eyes. We have a little butterfly and a bear. A little butterfly and a bear. So I think just more symbols of transformation and just that real like stubborn going to power through this thing, just kind of really get it. And I think it's kind of maybe this is the way to get you to do anything, is just kind of poke the bear a little bit, like try to see if we can get you into a zone of wanting to really just prove your abilities there, and ability to just mind over matter type of deal. Other than that, let's see kind of a little owl here, and in this posture, I usually would say that this is kind of the watcher. And so I kind of think that maybe there's something coming up in, I don't know, in your interior work, spiritual work, vision work, dream work, something like that. This usually for me is like something where whatever you're doing is being witnessed by something that you feel, you perceive as being separate from yourself. So like a intelligence or some kind of entity that kind of enters your space. It feels other than you. It doesn't necessarily mean that's the case, but it feels like you're being witnessed and something that's going on in your interior. So maybe a good time to think about like psychic self-defense and just kind of upping those, those modes of stealth and whatnot within the in your private sectors there. Other than that, I think it's just just kind of the reading that we had before. I don't see anything too too crazy coming up at all, really. I think everything's pretty good. I think it's just kind of getting over this, like, these little outbursts that you're having. But, simple enough. I think that you're probably somebody that's very strong-willed, and you will do what you must when you must. So I want to thank you so much for spending some time with me, letting me read for you. It's always such an honor to bring these messages to you. I would be so appreciative if you would like the video. It helps me get in the algorithm and reach more people. If you have not subscribed, think about subscribing. Hit the little bell. Excuse me. It will let you know when the next videos are coming out. And I'm on a new schedule. This is like the second week, I think, of the new schedule. So I'm doing 2 videos a day, 2 readings a day, 2 signs a day. So every week, every sign will be read for once. That means Cancer will be out in 1 week again. In the meantime, you can watch your other placements. Other than that, please leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how things are happening in your world, what's been going on. And yeah, I just love hearing from each and every one of you. You all are so sweet and kind, and just honestly give me the motivation to keep doing these, even when I'm feeling like, I don't know how well I'm doing. But I just, yeah, I too need the love and support. So thank you. I will be talking to you again very soon.